The Syzran oil refinery in Samara region was attacked by drones for the second time this year. Local residents reported explosions in the area of the facility, followed by a fire.
Again, buzzing sound. Where did that explosion come from? It's really close to us.
The Syzran refinery is located more than 1,000 kilometers from the Ukrainian border. It was first targeted by drones in March 2024. In February 2025, the refinery had to halt operations after another drone attack, as reported by Andriy Kovalenko, head of the Center for Countering Disinformation at the National Security and Defense Council of Ukraine.
The refinery processes 8.9 million tons of oil annually, making it one of the medium-sized refineries in Russia. It produces fuel, aviation kerosene, and bitumen. In 2015, it switched entirely to producing Euro 5 standard products. It processes oil from Western Siberia and the Samara region. Refineries of this size are vital to the Russian military, playing a significant role in fuel supply and military logistics. Andriy Kovalenko, head of the Center for Countering Disinformation at the National Security and Defense Council of Ukraine, on Telegram.
On the night of March 4th, Ukrainian defense forces also targeted oil pipeline infrastructure in the Rostov region, confirmed the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Acting governor of the Rostov region, Yuri Slyusar, reported a fire on a pipeline in the Chertkovsky district. Later, he also mentioned a fire at a warehouse in the village of Sokranovka, Chertkov district. Additionally, he reported an attack on the Novoshakhtinsk oil refinery in the Rostov region, which is the largest supplier of petroleum products in southern Russia. This refinery has been targeted by drones before. On the night of March 3rd, drones attacked the Bashneft oil refinery in Ufa, one of the key facilities in Russia's oil sector, with an annual processing capacity of 23.5 million tons. The attack resulted in a large-scale fire at the facility.
Now I can smell the oil.
Drone strikes have been recorded in various regions of Russia, including Samara, Volgograd, Ryazan, and Nizhny Novgorod. This highlights not only the capability of Ukrainian drones to cover significant distances, but also the substantial damage these attacks are causing to Russia's economy.
Russia, under sectoral sanctions, is unable to carry out effective repairs on damaged refineries. This results in downtime and, most importantly, economic losses for Russia. But the key impact is the disruption of normal logistics for the occupying army.
Strikes on Russian refineries are part of Ukraine's broader strategy to weaken Russia's military capabilities. This tactic has proven effective. Russia's oil refining volumes have dropped to a 12-year low, and the export of petroleum products has fallen by 9%. Over the past year, according to Reuters, Russian refineries have lost 13% of their capacity due to shutdowns caused by drone attacks and difficulties with repairs due to restrictions on technology supplies to Russia.
The strategic assets of the Russian Federation have been hit hard. This includes recent strikes on refineries in the Krasnodar region.
Attacks on Russian refineries also expose Russia's inability to protect its strategic facilities. This is a significant blow to Moscow's image, especially during its active communications with Washington. Reported by Natalia Husak, Volodymyr Shtenhelov, UATV News.
A refinery in the Volgograd region is the sixth largest among Russian oil refineries. The facility is part of the Lukoil group of companies. The fact that the Volgograd refinery was hit has been confirmed by both the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and the Center for Countering Disinformation at the National Security and Defense Council of Ukraine.
This refinery, based on its design capacity, ranks among the top 10 largest oil refineries in Russia and is involved in supplying the occupying Russian army. There have been reports of flashes and explosions in the vicinity of this critical refinery for the occupiers. Military operations targeting strategic infrastructure directly affect the Russian armed forces' ability to continue military operations against Ukraine, and this will persist. From the message of the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine on Facebook.
Local authorities hastily claimed that only debris from a downed drone fell on the refinery. The Russian Ministry of Defense traditionally reported that all targets were repelled during the night of January 31st. However, despite attempts to conceal the real consequences of such attacks, oil refineries as a rule are forced to suspend operations due to the damage inflicted. For example, the Ust-Luga port in the Leningrad region likely halted oil shipments after a drone strike on the oil pumping station Andreapol in the Tver region on January 29th. According to Bloomberg, the suspension of oil transit through the Ust-Luga port in the Baltic Sea could lead to a collapse in Russian oil sales.
The interest lies in the fact that 70% of the shadow tanker fleet, which is actively subjected to sanctions and serves as one of Russia's methods to bypass the so-called price cap on oil sales, operated through the Baltic. This oil-loading port actively serviced Russian shadow tanker fleet. This could have a significant impact on the ability to sell oil.
On January 29th, Ukraine's defense forces attacked another refinery in the city of Kstovo. The attack was confirmed by the Ukrainian General Staff. This refinery is involved in supplying the Russian army. According to experts, recent data indicates that in the past month and a half, the real export of shadow tanker oil has decreased by 30%. One of the reasons is attacks on Russian refineries, which are unable to process crude oil. For instance, the Novoshakhtinsk refinery in Russia has suspended operations as reported by the Center for Counteracting Disinformation at the National Security and Defense Council of Ukraine.
In 2024, it processed around 3 million tons of oil, while its full capacity was 7.5 million tons. However, attacks prevented it from operating at full capacity. Now, equipment is damaged. Andriy Kovalenko, head of the Center for Countering Disinformation at the National Security and Defense Council, on Telegram.
Due to drone attacks, oil processing volumes in Russia in 2024 fell to a 12-year low, while exports of petroleum products dropped by 9%. According to Reuters calculations, Russian refineries lost 13% of their capacities over the year due to downtime caused by drone attacks and difficulties with repairs due to Western sanctions on the supply of technologies and equipment to Russia. Reported by Serhiy Kulas, Victoria Smirnova, UATV News.